Welcome to the Invite Health podcast, where our degreed healthcare professionals are excited to offer you the most important health and wellness information you need to make informed choices about your health. You can learn more about the products discussed in each of these episodes and all that Invite Health has to offer at www.invitehealth.com/podcast. First-time customers can use promo code podcast at checkout for an additional 15% off your first purchase. Let's get started.
For so many of us out there, wearing a mask has kind of become second nature. Everyone is wearing their mask when they're going into grocery stores, if you're running into a gas station, if you are going to work. For many people, it's mandatory to wear a mask while at work. So there are a lot of questions that have been coming up in regards to wearing masks on a frequent basis. One of the things that there's been a lot of inquiries on is, wow, do I really have bad breath? Because it seems like wearing this mask, I really seem to detect or notice this halitosis in medical terms, but this more noticeable or pronounced bad breath. So what can I be doing about that? So I want to talk about that. The other thing that a lot of people have questions on in regards to this continued mask wearing is feeling dryness or irritation on the skin around the mouth area, so even on the chin. So I want to talk about a couple of different techniques that you can do that you may find to be very beneficial, because for many areas within the country, as I mentioned, wearing masks for the foreseeable future is more than likely your new reality. So what is it that we can be doing? What should we be doing? So when it comes to our everyday oral care routine, maybe we need to switch things up. And that is what I'm going to focus on today's episode. I am Amanda Williams, MD, MPH. So let's get right to it. Let's talk about how most people are wearing masks everywhere that they go, which is a good thing. I am a public health fanatic, so I do have my master's degree in public health. That's what the MPH stands for. So I understand the importance of trying to keep social distancing going on right now, understand that we are coming into the normal common flu season. So this is definitely a pattern that we usually start to see that trend upwards, that upward tick in terms of seasonal influenza infections. So if people continue to have good social distancing practices and hand washing and wearing your mask, doing all of these wonderful things that people have been doing for the last 6 months, one would hope that this will translate into actually giving us that added layer of protection in terms of the transmission rate of the common seasonal flu. So let's keep our fingers crossed that that's actually the case. It seems to be what has happened in other parts of the world, such as Australia, and seeing that their seasonal influenza case levels were actually lower by a substantial amount comparative to other years. And part of that is because of the strict practices that people have in place. People are more cognizant about things. People are washing their hands more frequently. People are kind of keeping their distance from people. And so let's hope that we see that same trend happen here. I mean, obviously there's a lot of variables that can impede that here in the United States, but let's just hope that is the case. But let's talk about what we can be doing. If you are experiencing maybe bad breath that you're noticing when you're wearing your mask all day long, well, oftentimes people are usually using traditional toothpaste, and those oftentimes have many different chemical agents in it. And it could be that you are starting to pick up on some of those chemicals and kind of the fuming off of those, as I like to describe that. But most people can kind of understand that. Say if you clean your bathroom with a very strong, heavy chemical-based cleanser and you go back in there 5 minutes later, and you're like, oh my goodness, and you breathe that in. Sometimes people will start to notice that even they brush their teeth in the morning, they put on their mask, and then they start to have this smell that they keep noticing. So it could be coming from a chemical directly from the toothpaste. But one thing that you should probably focus on right now is using clean formulations. This is something that I have been an advocate for quite some time for, but it really would be advantageous to use things that are not going to be capable of seeping out that type of fume. And we think about things from nature, so we want to think about utilizing nutrients such as white tea and green tea and peppermint oil and, vitamin C, olive leaf extract. These are all things that we know can be very supportive to the health of our gums, to the health of our teeth. And most importantly right now, because we have such close contact with our own breath, may be very advantageous to consider doing during this time. And I would encourage you to continue it as more of a lifelong practice. So you can go to our website and you'll be able to see the Invite Health white teeth, the periodontal white teeth gel. And this stuff is fabulous. It is a white tea base, but then it combines things such as peppermint oil. It has myrrh in it. It has zinc. We know zinc's very beneficial for the health of our gums. It has vitamin C. It has coenzyme Q10, which really is supportive for the gums as well. So starting your day off with a really healthy, regimented routine, as opposed to putting chemicals in our mouth, which we always take for granted and say, oh, it's just my normal toothpaste that I've been using for the last 20, 30 years. How bad can it be? The problem is right now with people wearing masks, sometimes that may be what part of the issue is that you are detecting some of that. Now we can look at other issues too. It may be that you just are now starting to realize that maybe we have a GI issue. And in that situation, we definitely want to be considering things such as probiotic on a frequent basis, utilizing digestive enzymes. I must stress that. So taking like the digestive HX, for example, would be quite advantageous. Taking a digestive enzyme about 15 minutes prior to eating your meals, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, get into the habit of doing that. And those enzymes will allow for better and more expedient breakdown of your foods. And in that setting, this oftentimes can help to mitigate that residual food of kind of building up its own gases, which then we happen to notice as this off odor. So probiotic to maintain that healthy microbiome, utilizing digestive enzymes to help to support proper digestion of the foods that we're taking in, utilizing the white teeth gel to make sure that we're not putting chemicals in our mouth every single day, that we're using things from nature that are really beneficial in terms of not just for the enamel and for the teeth themselves, but also when we think about the gums. So this is really quite key. Now, for some people, what they notice too is that they get more of the dryness around the face, or maybe just you feel like you have more of a dry mouth. This is something that can also occur, being that people are wearing masks on a more frequent and regular basis. So another thing to consider is to suck on a really herbal-based lozenge. And we can look at the periodontal lozenge that Invite Health offers, and this is going to give you grapeseed extract. It has glutathione, so once again to help fend off any of the free radicals that may be kind of forming within the mouth. So we're utilizing glutathione, grapeseed extract, marshmallow extract, slippery elm, zinc, once again, very, very beneficial, and vitamin C. So if we're utilizing the lozenge throughout the day, we're not putting chemicals in, but we are utilizing things from nature that can be very soothing and supportive to the normal balance within the mouth. So these are just little steps to deal with mask wearing. Now we have to also think about that dryness of the skin. And this is an area that for many people, they have noticed that they have more of an irritation either around the mouth, even the nose, as well as the chin. So getting into a routine or into a rhythm of making sure that you're doing a very regimented skincare program on a daily basis. So I would look at things once again with that green tea base that is also going to yield you the power of other nutrients. So, washing your face every day with a gentle facial cleanser that has the green tea, aloe, witch hazel, tea tree extract in it. All of these can be very beneficial. Neem is also a very powerful extract that can help to enhance the overall health of the skin. So say you feel like your skin is being trapped inside of the mask, this is something that I would definitely encourage you to look towards. And once again, you can go to our website and you can find this in our Clear Skin care formulas. The facial cleanser, we have the toner, we also have the facial moisturizer. So if you are noticing that your skin does seem to have more of that drying sensation to it, then I would definitely encourage you that at minimum is to look at utilizing the moisturizer. So the moisturizer is really nice. It's a cream and very easy for you to use. Maybe in the morning, if you're heading out the door, going to work, and you know you have to wear your mask all day at work, go ahead and apply that moisturizer before you leave the house. And then once you get to work and you apply your mask, then you're going to have all day for these wonderful, powerful herbal extracts to help hydrate and soothe the skin. So we're utilizing things such as, once again, green tea extract, grapeseed oil, utilizing aloe, which we know is very beneficial, vitamin E, vitamin C. So all of these powerful nutrients that can really help to support the skin itself and the irritations that can arise. Plus, this is that time of year for many parts of the country where that humidity level starts to shift. And so if you start to have less humidity, for many people, they start to notice more of the dryness within their skin during this time anyway. So being on a good skincare routine along with your oral health routine, these are just little tips. I've talked to numerous people throughout this process, and these are some of the concerns that people have. Maybe they're at work all day and they're like, gosh, wearing this mask and I can't stand this. I just feel like I have bad breath. I always say, utilize something like the Periodontal green tea rinse and mouthwash, where you can, during your lunch, after lunch, go ahead and, do the green tea rinse and mouthwash. This stuff is amazing. It's concentrated, so you can actually water it down a wee bit, but it is so powerful, and you really can tell the difference when you use this as a mouth rinse, if you gargle with it. It is just super duper powerful, and it is a blend, once again, of green tea. It has some witch hazel in it. It has spearmint extract, chamomile, so it's soothing, but at the same time, like after you use this, you can tell, you're like, my mouth feels very, very clean and fresh. So these are the types of things that we want to be doing. We want to use things that have, B vitamins, vitamin C, zinc, vitamin E, bilberry extract, coenzyme Q10. I mean, this is what the body really thrives on. And so if we are using this when it comes to our oral care routine, when we use green tea and all of these wonderful nutrients when it comes to our skincare, then you will find it to be a much more manageable process of getting used to wearing the mask on a regular basis, but also how to take care of your breath during this time, but also your skin. So many different ways that you can target this. Remember, if you do happen to have more of a chronic halitosis or bad breath, we always want to try and find that root cause. So, trying to determine if there is a GI issue. That's why taking the digestive enzymes, the probiotic, that's a very good kind of 1-2 punch to approach that. But you do always have to try and find that root cause. So if it happens to be that there's, an issue going on with an ulcer or something along those lines, seeing a specialist, a GI specialist, to really get to the bottom of that and make sure that it's not a significant underlying, chronic health condition that is driving this up. But like I said, sometimes people right now are noticing, because if they're using their traditional toothpaste or traditional mouthwash that people will buy, sometimes it's the chemicals within that are kind of leaching out, as I said, and that's what people are noticing. So switching to natural formulations, the periodontal line that we have that you can find on our website, using the green tea mouthwash, using the white teeth gel for your toothpaste every single day, having the lozenges throughout the day, all very beneficial. And then obviously taking care of your skin as well. And what an easy way to do that is with using things from nature. Like I said, grape seed extract and vitamin C and vitamin E and tea tree, all of these wonderful things that really help to support our overall wellness during this time. So I want to thank you so much for tuning in to the Invite Health podcast. Remember, you can find all of our episodes for free wherever you listen to podcasts or by visiting invitehealth.com/podcast. And make sure that you subscribe and that you leave us a review. You can follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Invite Health. And we will see you next time for another episode of the Invite Health podcast.